Hey guys, me Andrew again, your favorite Canadian YouTuber. Hey, guess what? This is my very first Cartoon Fight Club prediction video. You're probably wondering, why the purple squid hat? Well, just yesterday I went to my friend's birthday party and at Dave & Buster's, and I won a hat. Well, an orange one actually. I got this purple one a long time ago. See, tomorrow's the day you can wear orange at school, and I'm gonna save the orange hat till then. Why am I wearing the purple one right now? Well, because next episode of Cartoon Fight Club is the battle between the purple dragons, Spyro versus Spike. I know these are both Spyro, except they're two different incarnations of Spyro: Classic Spyro and Skylander Spyro. But I don't have a Spike plush, so close enough. Indeed you are, Spyro. So, who do I think will win? Well, Spyro, obviously. Oh, but let's not conclude it there just yet. Now, we all know Spyro is going to win, but let's not underestimate Spike. Now, before you start trolling, just hear me out. Now, first, Spyro. I'm sure we all know and love Spyro. This dragon here, he's a very tough, skilled, and experienced fighter, and a very strong, brave, and courageous warrior. A true legendary hero. Fighting a dragon like that is not as easy as it sounds. It doesn't sound easy to begin with. Now, I doubt a little guy like Spike would stand a chance for him. But like I said, let's not underestimate Spike. Now, I'm not a brony, but my older sister, she loves My Little Pony. So, and I told her about the fight, and we've been discussing the fight a little bit. And I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I've learned from her about Spike. And I'm not sure, I don't remember if my sister showed me a couple of clips on the show or not. Alright, so, turns out Spyro may be a small young dragon, but he's actually a lot tougher than he looks. Alright, so let's talk about his strength, attacks, and durability. Well, I'd like to start with Spike's durability. See, as it turns out for a small dragon, Spike is actually pretty tough. See, my sister told me that Rarity once used him as a pin rack. That's right, Spike had a bunch of pins and sewing needles jammed into his skin like acupuncture. Ouch. Did it hurt? No. Apparently his hide is so thick the needles couldn't penetrate it, and he didn't feel a thing. Amazing, huh? Oh, that's not insane enough. One time Spike fell off a high cliff and landed inside an active volcano and survived. Is that insane or what? Now you're probably thinking, because he's a dragon, he's probably immune to lava and fire, but that's probably not the point. Now, here's an example of what that kind of situation would be like. Where is it? There it is, behind my Weird Al CDs. Have you ever watched Total Drama Island? Well, if you have, I think you know this example I'm about to say. Remember in the second episode where Harold jumped off a 1,000-foot high cliff and into the lake? Yeah, I bet that was painful, huh? Now, unlike Spike, Harold landed on his kiwis. Yeah, but even if it was a belly flop or any other diving position, that would still hurt like heck. like falling from a great height like that and landing on a liquid surface, no matter what kind it was. That is still pretty painful. I'm surprised a little guy like Spike could actually survive that kind of impact. So yeah, Spike can take a hit. If you ask me, I think Spike might actually be able to last most of the battle. Obviously, I'm sure he's going to lose, but at least he'll be able to last a little longer than most of us will expect. Now let's talk about Spike's strength. Turns out he's actually stronger than you imagine. For instance, he's actually got quite a bit of energy to spare. For instance, you ever seen that episode where Applejack was purposely trying to exhaust Spike, like making him do multiple really hard chores, like kind of like carrying these big heavy rocks around, stacking them up or something? That could really tire someone out. But no, didn't work. He still had plenty of energy to spare. So yeah. So good. So combine that with his bravery and courage, and well, he's got quite the fighting spirit. Oh, still I doubt I'd be able to beat Spyros. Still. Now here's something that right now before I point this out, I'd like to discuss the fact that just like Spyro or any other dragon really, Spike breathes fire. Now this fire the fire that Spike breathes is actually hot enough to melt a padlock. I don't know if it's made of iron or steel, but it's actually, if you look at how much heat it takes to melt iron or steel, they're not too far apart from each other. I think they're only like 2,000 degrees apart from each other. Was it between 2,600 and 28 degrees? 2,600 and 2,800 degrees? I think it's, well, I think that's what I remember. I could be wrong. One of the 2,600, 2,800, they're both for the two metals. Either way, I'm just saying they're not that far apart. Either way, whether it's iron or steel, that's a pretty hot fire. And not to mention, his fire was also hot enough to quickly melt really large blocks of ice within seconds. Like, these things are huge. They would take like a really large amount of heat to melt. He can melt them within seconds. Then of course he's a blow dragon, so fire probably won't do much to each other. Although if Spike tries to use his ice breath, I'm sure Spike will be able to melt his way out. So that's probably going to be useless against Spike. But Spike also has more tricks up his sleeve. I don't know if Spike is immune to electricity or not, so I'm not sure if he's vulnerable to electric breath or not. Hopefully his durability might be able to cover most of that. Now here's what I wanted to say. Now here's something that not a lot of people actually pay much attention to. Did you know that Spike eats gems on a regular basis? Like emeralds, rubies, diamonds, I think. Do you have any idea how much force it takes to break one of those? It takes a lot. I think it takes one of those specialized machines that, like one of those PSI compressors, have to set it to quite a bit of force in order to crush it. Yes, I mean, I think Spike's jaws works exactly like one of those things. Like, these things are incredibly hard to break, and yet he can bite through them like candy. So this means possibly Spike's teeth need to be sharp enough to cut through the gems, or that his bite force needs to be strong enough to crush the gem, and his bones need to be strong enough to withstand the pressure of biting into them. That's a lot of pressure. So it's not going to be easy to break his bones. So yeah, the little guy, Spike's actually a pretty tough dude, but of course not as tough as Spyro. Now he knows pretty much Spyro is going to win, but at least Spike will be able to last a little longer, must have expected, and maybe put up a good fight first before he's done for. Now, I'm not sure which incarnation of Spyro Animation Rewind will use. I think to make the battle fair, I imagine he'd use the classic Spyro from the very first Spyro game for the PlayStation. As far as I know, that is the youngest, weakest, and least experienced of all Spyro incarnations. As far as I know, the 3 Spyro incarnations I heard of: Classic Spyro, Legend of Spyro's Spyro, and Skylander Spyro. Now, you're probably thinking, Spike's so tough, Spyro's going to need his strongest form. But no. If you're wondering what Spyro's strongest form is, that would be Eon's Elite Spyro. This guy is so OP, he could win the fight instantly. Spike would have no chance. He'd probably be dead before the battle starts. And you know what? If Animation Rewind used this form of Spyro in the battle royale between him, Crash, and Toothless, Spyro would have won. So yeah, classic Spyro. That's the one I imagine he'd use to make the fight a little more even. But still, even the oldest and possibly weakest incarnation of Spyro may be a little too much for the little guy to handle. Although he's not as hardcore as Legend of Spyro, and this guy is definitely not as OP as any of Spyro's Skylander forms, including Elite Spyro. But Animation Rewind has stated that Spyro is strong enough to charge through 10 meters of solid granite, which is the equivalent of 8,000 tons of force. Wow. So yeah, despite Spike having a lot of durability, that might be enough to break him. So yeah, we all know Spyro's gonna win, but at least Spike will be tough and durable enough to last most of the fight, and maybe even put up a good fight first. And compared to the other version of Spyro, this Spyro, like I said, may be the weakest of them. So he may not have much fighting experience, and he probably won't be too far from Spike's height, I imagine. Like I said, Spyro's actually pretty strong. So I imagine the fight might be a little even at first until Spyro gets serious. Now, I think I talked with this guy. He said he imagined Spike using that strength of his just to grab Spyro by the tail, swing him around like Mario swing around Bowser in Super Mario 64, and throw him. Then Spyro would just get back up and fight back. Now, please don't argue on that. I'm saying that I think that would only be a possible thing of happening if Animation Rewind used the oldest and weakest incarnation of Spyro. Okay. It's a possibility, but it's not guaranteed to happen. So yeah, Spike doesn't really have much fighting experience, but he's still pretty strong. Maybe he'll have a bit of a easier time if we give him prep time. Maybe we should do this thing what he did with Goku and Naruto. Give Goku no prep time at all, and give Naruto plenty of prep time. Of course, I'm not sure if we really want to give him too much prep time because fairness and all. Spyro would still win, but at least we would want Spike to get a chance to fight first. So, Spyro, I think it's safe to say Spyro's going to win, but at least because as Spike is very tough, strong, and brave and durable, he'll be able to last most of the fight before he's taken down, and he might even be able to put up a good fight before he's done for. Like I said, I'm on Spyro's side. I'm just saying. I'm sure most of you see the outcome of Spyro winning, but at least Spike will be able to last most of the battle, I'm sure. And maybe even put up a good fight before he's taken out. Do you agree? If not, that's fine. I just hope no one trolls me in the comment section below. You know, as for the usually suggested rematch, I have actually two ideas for the rematch. One, we have Spike fight Spyro's mini, Spry. Yeah, this is basically the miniature version of Spyro. He's just like Spyro, only smaller and cuter. He can do pretty much everything Spyro can do. Well, at least that way, I'm not sure if the battle would be much different, but Spike would be fighting someone a little closer to his size, and I'm not sure if the battle would be more evened out or not. Oh, but here's another idea. The next battle could be a 2-on-2. See, Spyro and Spike with both of their best friends fighting by their sides. Spyro and Cinder versus Spike and Twilight Sparkle. How does that sound? You're probably wondering, which is the strongest incarnation of Cinder? Like, the strongest form of hers? I believe that would be Phantom Cinder. Apparently she has this all-new cool ability called Skull Explosion. After ghost dashing, she transforms into this big electric dragon skull that explodes. Cool, huh? First, I'm not sure if we'll, not sure which form they are going to use if Animation Rewind does that. Do you think that's a good idea for the rematch? 2-on-2, Spyro Cinder versus Spike and Twilight? That might make sense. So yeah, this is my prediction for the next episode. I'm not sure if I'll be doing predictions for other episodes, I just feel like talking about this one. So, like I said before, I think it's safe to say that Spyro will win, but at least because Spike is very strong and durable, Spike will be able to last most of the fight, and maybe even put up a good fight against Spyro before he's taken out. Do you guys agree? Alright, well, let me know. This has been a little bit edgy. Well, that's all I have for you today, guys. Bye. Hey.